Hi guys. How is everybody? Do you feel weird without your makeup on? I know, it's awkward in the morning, isn't it? Today's look is all about looking polished and professional for a corporate environment. So let's just kind of get a feel for who's in the room. Who in here is someone who looking professional and corporate and credible, that's important to you? Cool. So we've got some babes that need to package themselves for that. Have you ever noticed in any situation that you go into, if you don't feel confident talking to the person that's a decision maker, you don't get the best outcome? Yeah. Cool. So today, what I want to teach you, yes, we're going to get into smoky eye tomorrow. Yes, we're going to go big on getting that like very red carpet look, but today is all about looking polished, clean. It's almost like a no makeup look, and I'm going to be teaching things today that I have never taught at a live class before. Are you excited about it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. So let's start first. We want to analyze your skin and figure out what's the best primer and moisturizer, etc. for you. The first one that I want you to start with is called Phyto-Active Eye Cream. That eye cream retails around $90, so it's like very rich, super hydrating. It helps with 5 different signs of aging. So if you have puffiness from last night, if you have any type of issues with dark circle, if you can see fine lines, or if you ever put on your makeup and you feel like you can see it's like dry and crinkly underneath your eyes, this is going to be your best buddy. So go ahead and open up your Phyto-Active Eye Cream, and I want you to pop it on in your under eyes. Can I pull a model? Who wants to jump on stage with me? Come on, girlfriend. We're going to go over to my Skin Defense. I'm going to sanitize my hands right quick. I like this stuff because it doesn't have any alcohol in it, so it doesn't stink. Love that. All right, so we're going to go for the Phyto-Active Eye Cream. So number 1, I'm going to take about a pea-sized amount and ring fingers. Okay, these are going to be the least powerful fingers on your hands, so you want to apply with your ring finger. You're going to use a dotting motion. So like a dotting or tapping motion in the under eye. And you can circle this product all the way around what's called the orbital bone or the eye socket. So we can bring it around, pop it on your eyebrow, tap it in, glide across the top. Reason that we do this is because if you're pulling and tugging on your eye area daily, that compounds over time. The idea is that you want to be super duper gentle around your eyes, like the least amount of pressure possible to get that product moved around, but also super hydrated so that when we put our makeup on, it goes on super smooth on a hydrated surface. Amazing. I have a little bit more of a combination to oily skin type in the summer, and I have found that in summertime I can't really use anything that's super rich and hydrating. So if your goal is to firm, you can swap this in as your moisturizer today. If you know that your skin is really on the oily side, or you feel like you put on makeup and then it slides off, I'm going to have you use the oil-free moisturizer today. Both of those can be used for any skin type, but go ahead and kind of decide for yourself. Are you wanting firming action today? Do you just need a good moisturizer? But this is crucial. The whole thing is if you put your foundation on and your skin has not been treated, if you haven't been hydrated, that's when you get that cakey look that nobody wants, right? So pick your moisturizer and go ahead and apply. So you notice I'm doing kind of like a pat press motion on her face. And whenever you're working in moisturizer, you can tell that I worked in the spa industry for a long time. You can tell. I know you're all jealous. You wish that you were up here, right? A big thing is you want to be sweeping outward and upward always. Go ahead and turn this way for me a little bit, right? So when your hands are on your face, I want you to be thinking in terms of scooping upward and away from gravity, okay? Or like a patting motion to get it in. And again, that lends to the whole anti-aging thing. You want to make sure that you're never grabbing your skin and pulling down. That's going to contribute to the fine lines, the aging, the sagging, all the things that we're trying to hide. There we go. Or at least not accentuate. Beautiful. Okay, from here, we're going to go into the brow grooming tool. Now, ladies, no shame in your game. I want you to take a look in your mirror and assess. Do you have any little extra hairs that you would not like to be caught on a high-def camera? Do we? It's totally okay. I have one of these bad boys, and I do my whole face with it. No, hair does not grow in more coarse. No, it never comes back in darker. But what it does is it gets rid of my like little layer of peach fuzz that's all over my face that I don't want to be there. Cool? So this is the motion to use. Go ahead and turn towards the camera for me, my love. So if you have like extra hairs above your brow, I want you to be really careful. You can even try it on the back of your hand if you're not familiar with this tool at all. Because you have moisturizer on, this guy's going to glide really easily. So you can do some cleanup above your brow if you have any little extra hairs there. So I'm doing like a downward motion over the brow. You can clean up in between the brows if you have any little baby hairs in there. What does it feel like, Michelle?
It's just smooth. It doesn't feel like anything.
Good. So if you feel like it's like scratching or scraping, that's kind of a sign to go with a lighter touch. Me, Michelle doesn't really have it, but I have like little white peach fuzz hair that likes to grow in here. And the issue is when I put powder on, my hairs on my face make that powder stand up and look like too dry. Okay, so if you remove any like extra hairs, the little white peach fuzz hairs, it's gonna give you super seamless, like perfect complexion when you put on your foundation and powder. So go ahead, if you see any little white hairs, you can just get rid of them. Again, I'm using like a downward motion on the cheek. Check for any little baby stash hairs. Again, no shame in my game. I have them. They got to go. And chin up. And check underneath your neckline. We can thank Michelle. Thank you so much for coming up. Okay, so moving on to primers. For those of you who definitely know that you have an oil zone, go ahead and open your primer. And the same motion that you use to apply your moisturizer, I want you to pop in your primer. Apply it like the Silky Primer, but only in your oily zones, okay? Where are my people that you see fine lines underneath your eyes whenever you put on makeup and it's frustrating? Okay, great. Those of you who have visible pores and it's frustrating, okay. All of you guys, or where's my very dry skin clients? Where are my girls at? Okay, you guys want to be sticking in the Silky Face Primer, which is this bad boy right here. All right, ladies. For very, very oily skin, I want you to be using the Glo Mattifying Primer. If you just have like oily-ish skin, but you still see all that texture underneath your eyes, I want you to go into the Silky Face Primer. I need a model up here. Can I grab Laura Turba? Can you pop up here for me? Okay, so let's talk about primer usage. What's your skin type, babe? Combination skin. So can we get a close-up on Laura's face, please? No pressure. Okay, she's actually the perfect person for me to do this on. Let's talk about the Silky Face Primer. This is like to die for. In my world, I need it for a couple different reasons. I have some visible signs of aging underneath my eyes, and I want to cancel that out before I put on any type of makeup, right? So my first go-to spot, regardless of the client's skin type, is I'm always going to put about a half a pump of this on the under eye zone. It's like a blur tool in a bottle. The idea behind it is if your under eye is dry, and then you're gonna layer foundation, powder, and concealer on top, and you're starting with a dry, kind of creasy surface, it's gonna look worse. Have you experienced that before? Like you put on your makeup and you're like, geez, okay, I look old. Yeah. This is going to blur out a lot of your fine lines and texture before we ever put makeup on. So you're kind of doing double duty. You've got your eye cream on. That's very, very hydrating. And now we're going to go in and fill and soften any fine lines in the under eye. About a half a pump. We've got ring fingers, okay? And we're gonna do a tapping motion in the under eye. It's kind of nice too to do this with your hands cold, because if you have any type of like inflammation, if your body's hot, your skin swells, which is not a BFF moment for the under eye if you already have bags, which Laura doesn't, because she's like perfect. Yeah, so cold hands or even cold compresses are very helpful in the under eye if you have bags, so just keep that in mind. We use that dotting tapping motion, really coated the under eye zone. Now let's move into those of us who have visible pores. Same exact product, Silky Face Primer from XMH Beauty. We're gonna go ahead and pop that on. And at this moment, I'll have you analyze your skin and look for places where you can see visible pores. So when you put on makeup, and you can see like divots in your skin, kind of looks like a golf ball or something. You know what I'm talking about? Like you can see all the pores. If you know where those zones are on your face, I want you to kind of fill and blur them in. Again, Laura's perfect, she doesn't have any, but for me, it would be my nose, and then I kind of have it going into my cheeks, like right through here. Another common zone for people that they can use a primer is in the chin. That's a pretty common zone. This guy is super duper helpful if you have expression lines. So for me, I have my dad's forehead because I raise my eyebrows all the time, right? So before I go on camera and if I know it's going to be HD, I'll go ahead and soften that out with maybe like a quarter pump of the Silky Face Primer. So if you have an expression line, mine is up here in the forehead. I kind of slide it across. A lot of people have like the little lines here. I totally do, like the smile line. And this is a blur tool. So you're going to blur out pores, under eye zone, and any expression lines. Do we have it? Awesome. Give Laura a round of applause. Thank you so much, my love.